It is a delight and a joy to serve as your principal, and I truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. Every day that I wake up to come here, it's a new beginning for me, and it's because of you I feel that way. So give me a round of applause. And let me say this before we begin. Yesterday I had a news reporter come in, and he came in and he wanted to talk to me about something that's very near and dear to my heart, which is graduation. You know, he wanted to know, he said, Mr. Mickens, and myself and Dr. West were sitting in the office, what's your key to success here at Abraham Clark High School with getting your students to graduate? Because when I began here as a principal 4 years ago, the graduation increased to 75% here at Abraham Clark High School. You can clap for that. Second year here as the principal, we increased it a bit further to 80% graduation rate at Abraham Clark High School. Last year, we increased it even further to 90% graduation rate here at Abraham Clark High School. And so that's phenomenal, right? But we're not stopping there. It's only the beginning. Okay, we're going to increase it even higher this year. So now I'm going to turn over to Mr. Don Oliveira. Again, Don's been a part of, give him a round of applause. Rich history here. He's going to explain to you his involvement with this rich history that I speak of. I'll now turn it over to Mr. Don Oliveira. Thanks, Don.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Principal Mickens. Before I start, I want to just tell you a little something very quickly. Today we're going to discuss an era of time that your parents and your grandparents know about. We're going to set the tone for you very shortly. It is the year of 1965. It's going to be a place called Selma, Alabama. Most of you have seen the movie probably, but I was there. And when I was there, I was your age. I was 15 years old. I lived in Brooklyn, New York. I'm from Brooklyn. And that's going to be very important what I say to you today, that I'm from Brooklyn, because I want you all to remember that I'm from Brooklyn. Before we do that, I'm going to set the tone. 1965, we're going to show you a clip that my team put together. Tawana and Kimura, they worked very hard on this, and we're going to now show you a little clip. And I'm showing you this so it'll set the tone in your mind as to what was going on in that period of time.
So determined to keep fighting? Because some people would have, backed down and said, oh, I don't want to deal with that.
What made me decide to keep on fighting like that? The young lady asked, all the violence we went through, the beat downs we took, the things that happened to us on those rides, freedom rides, and all the horrible war stories you heard here today, what made me decide to keep on doing it? Because I was raised in a home that forgave but demanded justice. And if I were not like my father, I would be less than a man. And yes, they beat me down, and yes, they arrested us. That wasn't the only incident. I've been in jail cells with Martin Luther King. We got beat down in other cities. But you know what? Again, by us doing that, you're able to sit here and know that when you turn 18, it's not even a problem. You go right out there and register to vote and can vote for who you believe will best serve your interests. And if you feel this injustice going on somewhere, because you have taken that right, you have proven that you're a good citizen, then you can fight for that same justice that I'm fighting for all my life till the Lord take the breath out of my body. Who's next? Yes.
Have you ever returned back to the South where you marched and kind of seen the people who were beating you, but after you were under protection?
I'm glad you asked me that question. This man just asked me that I ever returned to the South around those same people that beat me and all that good stuff. Let me just tell you where I returned to. I graduated from Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi, the heart of the planet. And I graduated just a few years after that march. So yes, I did return to the South because I believe that's where I was needed. I wasn't needed here in Kane. I wasn't needed at NYU. I wasn't needed in Columbia. I was needed down in the South, where people who were still oppressed needed you needed to get an education. And I decided to get 2 educations, one from the school and one from the community, because that would make me a much better man, and I would understand why I was doing what I was doing even better, because I went back to where the fight was. Okay?